But women's health has always been, or traditionally been, quite, as we all know. I mean, as we all know,
Yeah.
by this
Downplayed.
point, but it's been so marginalized in a way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although we are, it, according to some statistics, half of the population. According to others, a little bit more than half, actually. And then,
Yeah.
our care and our tools and even our medications have
It's
just been
not even
studied on
men.
men,
Yeah. Yeah. And we're
and
not little
how
men.
we're not little
I
men,
know, I've heard
and
that term before, and I'll never forget it. No, we're not little men.
we will never be little men, thank God. But
No. Right, right.
and so we are much. I mean, I'm not saying that men are in any way or form simplistic, or that their
Right,
hormones are easier or something.
right.
That's a whole other ball game, though.
Yeah.
For women, this is a much more intricate. It's a much more sensitive, I feel,
Mhm.
sort of titration when it comes to hormones versus
Yeah.
exogenous insulin, which is not at all like the stuff that you would produce yourself if you could, and
Yeah,
how that
exactly.
reaction and how that works together, and that cooperation that you need to somehow make happen without really knowing what's going on. You can look at
Mm,
patterns, but they are always retrospective, right?
it's
They've
true.
always already happened. It's already been in the past. You already passed it, but you somehow have to go back and sometimes look at that quite painful
Yeah,
data, or because it's hard when it's your own data, because it's harder to analyze because you're
that's
so in
true.
it, and
That's true.
emotions and mental health and all of these things come up so vividly when you start going back and looking at graphs and stuff.
Yeah,
And
so
so
true.
no, we're not little women, and we're not going to be little we're not little men, sorry. We're not
Yeah,
going to
yeah.
be little men, but, there's so much more that could be done. And even I heard, I was at a seminar recently where they were discussing that even in, the early medicine development cycle kind of thing, when they still do animal trials,
Mm.
they often don't even include female rats in the studies,
Ah,
just because it's too complex, it's too multifactorial, it's too many
yes.
influences, which
Yeah,
is, crazy. So then we go from
yeah,
that pure male rat study, then we go to the, hopefully in person, in 7 years, whatever
right.
that timeline is.
Mhm,
And then the study comes out, and the medication is like, yes, it's non-inferior, so it's just as effective as what we normally have.
mhm.
Yes, but on men.
Yeah,
And no
yeah.
one has really, I mean, statins is a classic example of this. They've actually never
Gosh,
been studied on
yeah.
women. And yet we are told, especially after living with the type 1 for so long, that we should just take it and basically shut up and take it because it will save your life. Well, actually, we don't know that. That's what,
Right. Yes, I
yeah.
know. Yeah,
I'll get off my
yeah.
soapbox now.
No, no, I appreciate your soapbox. Yeah, we've talked statins on here, and we
Yeah.
because I'm pretty outspoken too about my beliefs.
Yeah.
I will not be bullied into a medicine that, again, medical literature is telling them that we need to have because of some deemed risk. It's like hogwash.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're
No,
not
but
looking at
really.
me as a patient.
Yeah.
And it's interesting. Yeah, we are complex, women's hormones. And that is what they say about studying women. Oh, it's a little complicated. Yeah, we are. So to me,
Yeah.
it's more reason to study us.
Correctly identified. Well done.
Yes. But, but again, more reason to
Yeah.
just kind of dive into those differences between men and women hormonally and all the different, the way that
Yeah.
we're built and created. More
Exactly.
reason, more reason.